February 28th, Thursday. And the tour documents are in this folder. I've set it up so you can find the instructions in these documents. Here's a list containing the contact information for those working on the project. I'll leave you their business cards too. Hey, was I unclear about something? They said you were done with your special cover. Yeah, and it's all proofread too. All that's left is to wait for it to be published. So, that means once you're done teaching me all this, you're not coming back. I'll still be an employee here until March. We can take our time and make sure you're fit to take over for me this coming month. Don't treat me like an idiot. I've been working here for 2 years longer than you. I can learn all of this stuff by next week. I'm sorry. 10 days after my sudden resignation, as a desperate measure by my unhappy superiors, all my work is being temporarily transferred to Matsuoka-san. The hard part will be once you're gone. You know my workload will be doubled because of this, and our editing department doesn't have any plans for recruitment yet. Once this measure was decided on, thinking that no one else would accept such an assignment, Matsuoka-san looked a bit deep in thought and eventually stepped forward. After all, no one could have imagined last year that we'd have someone hop off from Kyograph. The recruitment period ended long ago. Of course, he didn't forget to glare at me the moment he accepted it. Hamada-san is doing his best to come to a solution with HR, but for now, we'll have to live with increasing the workload. I'm really sorry for causing such a mess. I have no idea what kind of family situation you're dealing with, but to me, I can see this as nothing else but you just pushing your job on someone else and hightailing it. I know. I heard you said no to a farewell party because this isn't a respectful resignation, and I doubt anyone would come. Ever since it was made known I was resigning, the air around the editing department has taken a nosedive. How could you possibly know that? Isn't it because you're always building walls between yourself and others that no one can come to you and talk? I'm sorry. Hamada-san has become more irritable with his subordinates. Suzuki-san has stopped chatting, and Kazaki-san has been exclusively focused on work. God, you irritate the hell out of me. You were always like this, but ever since you decided to quit, you've worsened tenfold. Right, and practically the only person who will talk to me, or rather, the only person who has no choice but to talk to me for work-related reasons, is Matsuoka-san, and he's been in a sour mood every time. He continuously points out all the problems with me that I'm only too well aware of and unable to respond to. Couple the disappearance of chatter from the editing department with the passing of the deadline for the air pocket, and you would find the office so quiet that you could wonder whether this is a publishing office at all. Hey, what is it? Don't you feel the slightest desire to make this up to me? You've robbed me of all my days off for the next month on. If there's anything I can do, this is another thing my decision brought along. Another fragment of the world I destroyed. If I could even slightly make up for this, I'll... Good. Once your quota is done for today, we're going for a drink. You're paying for my drink, of course. After pushing all your work on me, that's only fair. Matsuoko-san. I was prepared to face any form of abuse. In exchange, I'll pay for your drink. I am the guest of honor at your farewell party after all. Isn't that just called splitting the bill? Shut up and don't worry about the details. Are you coming or not? And don't talk back to me, rookie. Hamada-san had become more irritable with his subordinates. Suzuki-san has stopped chatting, and Kazaki-san has been exclusively focused on work. And Matsuoko-san, thank you very much. You'll regret thanking me, you know. I'll be throwing abuse at you every second of the way. Okay, I'll be prepared. He glares at me with a stern expression and hits me lightly on the shoulder. I see.
So, I'm sorry, but I'll be back late today. I'll come home once I'm done drinking, so about dinner?
I got it. I'll eat something outside.
Be careful what you eat, okay? Make sure to get plenty of vegetables and avoid alcohol and sweet foods. Your concert is tomorrow.
You sound more like my mother than my mother. That's why people are so jealous of you.
Who is jealous of me?
Anyway, I got it. Go with your friends. It's your farewell party, isn't it? Let yourself loose every now and then.
Okay, I'll do that. I'm sorry for not being with you on the day before your concert.
I'm fine. More importantly, you should go and have fun.
Oh, by the way, when can I enter the venue tomorrow?
I'll begin by afternoon. We may end up passing each other.
Can I wake you up before going to work tomorrow? I just want to spend some time talking with you.
Okay, got it. I'll go to sleep early then.
Good night then.
Yeah. He's going to be late. That makes things easier. You actually came. Thank you, Setsuna. I'm sorry.
For what?
For asking you to come at this hour.
If that's your concern, I'm always free.
But you still live at home with your parents.
Don't worry. I've been away from home ever since last week. I'm living in a business hotel.
Huh? Why?
They're annoying, my family. I don't want to see them.
Huh?
Now, of all times, I'm starting to understand what you meant all those years ago, Kazusa. I really wish they'd leave me alone.
Setsuna?
But you're way more important right now. Your additional concert is tomorrow, right?
Right.
Your concert last month was a massive success. Don't you feel pressure from having to live up to it?
I think I'll be fine this time. My practice is completely done, so all that's left is a good night's sleep, and I'll be ready.
I see. How wonderful. Yeah, I'm really glad. Do your absolute best. I won't be able to come see you. I'm so sorry.
Setsuna?
Hey, about those glasses.
Eh?
I couldn't tell who you were at first. And your hairstyle is completely different. But as expected, you look good in everything.
This is just for show. People kept recognizing me, so...
Wow! You really hit it big, huh? You're famous throughout Japan now.
But I haven't really changed at all.
That's not true. After all, you won a prize in the Giovanni International Competition.
Yeah, but I didn't even make the top 3, let alone win it. Besides, I wonder if anyone even knows the name of the winners.
But you were still in the highest position as someone from Japan. That will spark a fuss over here, obviously.
That's not true. It's because I'm Yoko's daughter. It's because my family name is Toma. That's all.
No, that's not all. It's your own talent that brought you this far, Kazusa. Nothing else.
That's not true.
It is true. You have so much.
Setsuna?
You have your piano, your trophies, your looks. Not to mention, you even have...
Stop it. You're embarrassing me.
someone you love.
Huh?
You have everything, Kazusa. Before I knew it, everything became yours.
Setsuna?
Oh, there he is. What's up? Having fun?
Huh? As the two of us were drinking at the bar we always used to visit, a voice calls out to me in a familiar tone. I was just about to tell this guy how selfish and inconsiderate he was. How incapable he is of doing his job. And how he is practically the worst person who ever lived. You're the last person who can judge someone for being inconsiderate, Ma-chan. Well, I suppose it's only fair since you got the shortest end of the stick in all of this. I'll have a beer too, by the way. Zuki-san. But for her to be the one who happened to join in was far too unlikely. This whole thing was actually Suzuki-san's idea. My task was to drag you out here. Why? Because if we asked you about an official farewell party, you'd go stubborn on us and say no. That's not what I wanted to ask. Ever since I said I was quitting, the air around the editing department has been heavy. Hamada-san has become more irritable with his subordinates. And Suzuki-san, who is now in front of me, has stopped chatting. Obviously, this doesn't mean everything is settled, because it's clearly not. You went out and quit without even saying why. It'd be odd if we didn't get mad at you for that. Had you been our superior and something like this happened, you'd chew us out the whole day. You're right, yet even so, these two seniors of mine who I rarely have conversations with, are right next to me now. And they're making merry at my farewell party as if it were the most natural thing in the world. When we were out drinking yesterday, I discussed your name with every bad word in the book. That's why I can keep my mouth shut and see you off today. She's accepting my selfishness, along with the senior who was always so strict with me. We don't want to end this with a bad taste in our mouth. If we count your time here as a part-timer, we've been working together as friends for over 3 years. That's precisely the reason I'm so pissed you're just leaving without saying a word. But I'm sure you spent a lot of time thinking it over, with a fervor to last you a lifetime. You're that kind of guy after all. That's not... Well then, cheers. This one is for Haruki and his fortune in his future endeavors. I'm sorry.
What for?
What do you mean, what for? Well, you know.
Why do you look so hesitant? You're not acting like the beautiful genius pianist who's the hot topic of Japan right now.
Then I'll say it clearly. I'm sorry for taking what's yours, Setsuna. I'm sorry for being so bad at giving up. I'm sorry for betraying you in the worst possible way. I'm sorry for loving Haruki after all this time. Setsuna,
there's really no reason for you to apologize about anything.
but
I already knew. I knew that your feelings hadn't changed, Kazusa. I always knew. For these past 5 years, I knew that if you and Haruki-kun were to meet each other again, this would happen. But you know what? I found a way for all 3 of us to be happy. So you don't have to worry.
And what is that?
We can just be together, all 3 of us, forever. So you don't need to apologize at all. After all, we're all going to become happy.
That's impossible, Setsuna. That's just a dream of yours.
Why? We managed it back then, so why not?
What are you talking about? We didn't manage at all back then.
Huh?
I couldn't bear seeing you 2 together. That's why I ran away in the first place. It's my jealousy that ruined everything.
Kazusa?
No matter how fun it was being with you 2, before I knew it, I found myself jealous of you. I detested you. No matter how much I love you, seeing you with Haruki, seeing the 2 of you in love with each other, just isn't something I can abide by. That's why I can't be with you from now on either. I have no choice but to take Haruki away from you, even if that means...
Are you sure you're just not overthinking it? The Haruki-kun you desire, is he really the actual Haruki-kun?
What's that supposed to mean?
Isn't the Haruki-kun you know something you constructed in your head during the 5 years you spent away from him? Like an idol?
Setsuna!
All this time, I've known the real Haruki-kun. For 3 years, I was always looking at him from a distance. For 2 years, I was by his side.
Setsuna, Didn't you just say so yourself? That you knew my feelings wouldn't change?
Even if your feelings haven't changed, Haruki-kun has changed. Why can't you understand that?
Are you saying that my feelings are a lie? Are you saying I'm just deluded?
Then tell me, Kazusa, how many of Haruki-kun's weak points do you know? I know all about his bad aspects, his weaknesses, and even more so, I know about all his good points. I know all his good aspects, his wonderful aspects. I can't even count them. Unlike the men you carefully constructed in your dreams for 5 years, my Haruki-kun is real.
Are you telling me I don't know the real Haruki?
Am I wrong?
Are you joking? Do you think the ideal man I made up in my head could make me feel so much suffering to make me cry?
Kazusa,
Would the ideal man hesitate so much before accepting me? Would he go through so much pain for choosing me? Even if these past 5 years had been nothing but a dream, these past days I've been struggling against reality, and I wasn't crushed between the gap of ideal and reality. I love Haruki as he is now.
I love Haruki as he is now too.
I love how he still hasn't changed at all when it comes to being the book in every little thing.
The way he only fights harder when he's suffering. How little by little he becomes kinder and stronger. And everything he changes. I fall in love with him all over again.
I already know, but we can never go back to how things were, can we? So, all I can do is atone. Huh?
You have no reason to apologize to me.
Setsuna?
Because, after all, I've found a solution that will make all 3 of us happy. So, it's okay. It's all going to be okay.
Hey,
We can just be together, all 3 of us, forever. I won't deny your feelings. I approve of you 2 being together.
Setsuna, what's the matter with you?
After all, I'm the one in the wrong. I betrayed you 5 years ago. I caused Haruki pain.
I wasn't asking about that. We already finished talking about that.
We did?
Setsuna?
Oh? It happened again.
Again?
Was I saying strange things? Was I incomprehensible?
No. It's just that...
Everyone's been telling me that the past few days.
Everyone?
They say that I forget what I just said and repeat myself. Or that I contradict my own words. I wonder what's going on. Maybe I've lost it.
No, that can't.
You don't have to be so considerate. The truth is, I'm also somewhat aware of how I've been acting.
You can't have.
Before I know it, I sometimes find myself completely forgetting what people just said to me, or what I just said to them. Just earlier, when I hung up a call I had with someone, I completely forgot what the call was about. I can't go to work like this. That's why they took away some responsibilities from me at work yesterday. they told me to take the day off and go visit a doctor. And that they wouldn't allow me to do anything important for a while.
So, did you go? To the hospital, I mean.
Hey, what do you think, Kazusa? Have I really lost it completely?
How could I possibly know that? Please, let's go to the hospital, okay?
I suppose I don't mind being so broken, though.
Setsuna, huh?
After all, if I break down completely, if I forget everything, I'll be unable to go on living without him. Do you think Haruki-kun will reconsider? Do you think he'll hesitate a little bit for my sake?
Don't say that. Don't ever say that.
What do you think, Kazusa? Can I ever win against you?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that he'll suffer again if you do that.
As if you had any right to say that after chasing him into a corner in the first place.
He told me that there is no point in talking about what could have been. That those possibilities never came true. So there is no point in considering them.
Then, in that case, if I really...
Not just him, I'll suffer too. I'll be frantically wondering what I'm supposed to do.
I see.
But despite that, I'll never give up Haruki again.
Kazusa.
Kept you waiting. Sorry. Kurosawa-sensei always keeps me tied up for as long as he can.
A few minutes after our second toast.
You're late. I almost thought you ditched us.
You'll want a beer to start off, right? Excuse me, we'll have 2 more of these. And before we know it, we share our third toast.
I'm really sorry, Kidahara, to think I'd be late for your farewell party.
Even you, Kizaki-san? Recently, he has been focused on nothing but his work. And even when we passed each other by, he never said a word.
Why do you look so gloomy? Perhaps these two have given you hell already?
No, he gives me a light tap on the back, like he used to, and looks at me with a vague smile, just like he used to, at my farewell party.
Machan's horrible, isn't he? By the time I arrived, he had already made Kidahara-kun cry. I got in between them and have been doing my best to comfort him.
That's the complete opposite of what happened. The atmosphere got really heavy the moment you arrived. It felt like you had a grudge against him to last 2 lifetimes.
You two are the worst. How about some compassion?
That's not what happened. I'm the one in the wrong. Come on. You can't react so seriously, or you'll kill the joke.
I forgot. This is Kidahara-kun we're talking about. He can't understand self-deprecating humor to save his life.
All right, you guys. Don't pick on him. In return, I'll cover the entire bill for tonight. Is what Hamada-san told me to tell you.
And to top it off, woohoo! What a generous superior.
All right, now that everyone's here, let's give a toast to Hamada-san.
The person who should have been the most dismayed after having an employee under his care quit without giving a single reason. Kizaki-san.
He really wanted to come tonight too, but Considering his circumstances, I hope you'll forgive his absence.
He kept everything closed off in his chest, and now he does this without saying anything.
Hey, Kirahara?
Come on now. Now you're the one picking on Kirahara right after you lectured us, Kazaki-san. You haven't even been here a minute, and you already made him cry. I swear, the men in our department are such terrible bullies. I'm sorry.
Hey, why don't you just go home? We're never going to agree on anything.
But
No matter what you tell me, I'm probably just going to forget it in a few minutes. So, you should go home now. Nothing will be solved here anyway.
Setsuna,
Besides, tomorrow you'll...
listen to me anyway. You can look the other way, ignore me. You can even forget about it later. I love you, Setsuna. I love you and respect you. You were the perfect person from the moment we met. You were strong and straightforward, just like, no, even more than Haruki. I was afraid of just how perfect you were, Setsuna, and I was dazzled by your radiance. After all, I'm the kind of person who does everything wrong. I'm the complete opposite of you, Setsuna. Yet, even though we differed in almost every aspect, your awful taste in men was frighteningly similar to mine. That's why I betrayed you. You tried to understand me, to love me, yet I betrayed you in the worst possible way. Twice. I can't help myself. I know it's not the right thing to do. I know that no one will accept it. But I can't help myself from betraying you. It's because I'm weak. It's because I'm an awful person that I can't help but take Haruki away from you. That's why the three of us can't be together anymore. It's not your fault. It's not Haruki's fault either. It's all my fault. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I wasn't listening.
That's okay. I'm speaking on my own accord. That's why, Setsuna, if the strong Setsuna I once knew and adored has lost her strength because of me, I'll make up for it with my life as a pianist.
That would mean nothing.
Yeah, you're right. It's just for my own self-satisfaction. I can't do any housework. In fact, I'm probably incapable of doing anything that helps others.
Piano?
I know that compared to what I did to you, Setsuna, this isn't nearly enough to make up for it. But my piano is all I've got going for me. Without it, I'm completely useless. So, it's the only thing I can give up. I'm sorry, Setsuna. It truly had been a while. Getting wasted like that, talking that much, laughing and letting loose my feelings. And the first time in a while, I showed such a pathetic side of myself. And the first time I felt relief from the pain. Even though I was supposed to throw everything in Japan away, I made a few memories I can take with me when I leave. They might have just sugar-coated their words. They might have simply said what they should as proper adults. Yet, I was grateful for their regard for me from the bottom of my heart. My entire body feels like it's burning. My face, my throat, and even my eyes. I'm so drunk, yet I've been unable to sleep for the past week and should be sleep deprived. And yet, I don't feel like I can fall asleep for a different reason tonight. Perhaps it's better to say that I don't want to sleep. Ow! I feel dizzy from just taking a step out of the elevator. Normally, I'm the one who lectures my friends and coworkers for drinking this much, while supporting them on my shoulder. Here we go! I heave a drunk sigh and lean on the wall and walk alongside it, all while trying and just barely managing to make as little noise as possible. After all, Kazusa is asleep. She has a concert tomorrow. I can't wake her up today of all days. It'd be fine if she was sleeping in her own apartment, but if she's in my bed, then... Kazusa is asleep. She has a concert tomorrow. I can't wake her up today of all days. If she's sleeping in her own apartment, that'd be fine. But if she's in my... Kazusa! Hey, what the hell are you doing? This was no time to think of being delicate in my phrasing. Kazusa was indeed asleep, outside. You have a concert tomorrow, and you're trying to freeze yourself to death? Come on, could you please stop being so irresponsible? Could you please stop being so unreasonable for once? Welcome back, Haruki. Kazusa completely ignores my clumsy outburst and smiles at me gently, an expression that radiates loneliness and pain. Did you lose the key? I have the key for both apartments, I think. Then why aren't you inside? Literally, all you had to do was turn the key and open the door. How lazy can you be? About that, I, really wanted to see your face, Haruki. I told you I was going to show up tomorrow. I wanted to see you right away, or as soon as I could. Kazusa? I certainly could sense that her feelings came from a desire to be spoiled by me, but her voice just isn't conveying her desire to be spoiled. Something completely different is spreading across her expression. Show me your hands. Huh? I'll pull you up. Come on. No, I'm fine. I'll stand up on my own. Without even attempting to grab my outstretched hand, she sits completely still. She said she wanted to see me, yet here I am, and the uncertainty and bitterness in her eyes have still not gone away. Seriously, what happened? Well, almost as if trying to get away from my hands, she puts her own hands behind her back and hides them between herself and the wall. Her behavior was unreasonable as always. My intoxication did away with any patience left in me. You're going to catch a cold. Get a hold of yourself and stop sulking for no reason. Stop it! I kneel in front of her, wrap my hands around her back, almost as if embracing her, and feel her hands. She resisted, of course, but compared to the strength of a man, or the strength of anyone at all, considering the state she's in. What is this? Eventually, I grab onto her hands and let out an anguished expression. Your hands are almost like ice. Can you even play piano tomorrow like this? Seriously, what were you thinking? Why do I have to be so healthy? And then she mutters something incomprehensible. Kazusa's hands were incredibly cold, but like always, they were thin, white, and smooth. Dear customer.
I'm sorry. I dropped this glass. I'll clean it up right away.
No, I'll take care of it. Don't touch the glass.
I'm really sorry. Let's go, Kazusa.
Setsuna. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below. I'm glad Kazusa's hands are okay. She was being a little dramatic there. Setsuna doesn't want Kazusa to hurt herself. Things are coming to a head. I hope it doesn't turn out bad.